Up and live.
Up and live.
All right. Welcome, folks. This is our April 13th Select Board meeting for 6 o'clock. And we are all present. No? Not coming through?
Delayed. There you go. Good.
Okay. Well, let's start off with the town clerk report.
Would it be okay if I went at the end?
Sure.
Just because stuff comes up and I'd rather just do it all at the end.
Reverse the order?
Do you mind kind of changing that around?
You want to do that like on a permanent basis?
Yeah, yeah, because things come up in conversation and then it's like I remember different things and I'd like to
Take notes,
do it all at the
as
end
we go, and then
that's all right with you, yeah.
All right. Well, that would be. I'm going to make a motion that per Danielle's request that we change our agenda format so that the town clerk report comes at the end.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks.
So anyway, we'll approve the agenda as written. Everyone's looked at it. And you want to make a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
And all in favor? Minutes. Where did the minutes go?
I've got them.
Okay. So we've all had a chance to read them.
Yep,
There was just a couple of corrections. They spelled Jeff's last name wrong and just a couple of corrections on it. But I would make a motion that we accept them as written with the corrections.
Second.
All in favor? All right. Next come bills, and it is a big warrant with the school payment on
It's your
it.
signature, Jen.
SAD 55's payment of $186,815.96. Mellons, Tuck, Leamington worked for the vest. The good news is that Emily was able to get the website to add the listing of a warrant on for the agendas and minutes, and now she can post the warrant under its own heading. Rather than go through each, will be posted when we signed. There's 2 sheets there.
Thank you.
We have a payroll to sign too.
Yep. So if you want to send the blue folder, I can.
Yeah.
Throwing things at me.
Tossing it.
That's our pneumatic.
I'm gonna bring my reacher back, right?
That's it.
Oh, I didn't mention, didn't mention the total of the warrant, just the school bill, so.
Totals $239, $325, and 41 cents.
Thank you. Ads.
And the payroll total. Oh, geez. $11,659.88.
Okay. The only ad that we put in for today is the public hearing for the cannabis use retail store. And that public hearing is going to be on the 27th of April. The 2 ads for the bids should be in again. I don't know if we made sure that those were mentioned. I know she did last week. So those are for the winter maintenance and the mowing bid. No reports. Didn't see any reports. Meetings. We have a staff meeting for the town Thursday at 4 o'clock. Be thinking about anything you want to bring up or agenda items for it. There is, let's see, planning board's meeting was pushed off to the 22nd, so that's
The
not,
public hearing was, but it was the regular meeting?
I believe they,
Are they meeting on Wednesday?
I
Because
think
there's
so.
nothing on the calendar, the only thing they have on the calendar is the public hearing on the 22nd.
but nothing about their meeting.
Right.
Seemed like I kind of remember them talking about having the meeting at that time too, but I'd have to listen again. Yeah, it's not listed on,
I don't see it, I was just looking.
No.
okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess that their meeting is to follow or before it. We have a list of discussion items. The first one is the charter franchise agreement. What this is Spectrum has a cable network throughout the town, and they pay the town a certain percentage of their gross revenue to be able to use the town's poles, utility poles, that kind of thing. That money, what they give us in, and I think it's 2.5% of their gross revenue, that money the town has been giving to Channel 2 for whatever Channel 2 needs, upkeep of their equipment. There was a lot of meetings listed as being held about the franchise, and one of the reasons that I don't think has been fully explored was right now Channel 2 does SD programming, and there was a question of did they want to do high def, which might mean more, that they require more money. There was never any follow-up meetings on it. I've never heard anything about it. I know Baldwin has already signed the franchise agreement. The franchise agreement is for 15 years. So I know Cornish had an issue with that length of time, but I believe we just finished it up for 15 years. The other thing Cornish is talking about is using some of the money, the franchise fee that we get, to offset their internet costs. But our internet is consolidated, right? It's not Spectrum.
Currently, yes.
So, that's just something that we can bring up and discuss, and we wouldn't sign anything until the annual town meeting anyway.
I was gonna say, wouldn't we need to get approval
Yeah.
to sign anything over 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't, so we've got time to think about all this. I have no issue with, having Channel 2 get the fee, but I know Cornish was asking to meet so that they could talk about some of that stuff,
Right.
so. Shelley Winchenbach was the woman who represents them, yeah, but. So other than that, I don't think there's anything that we need to finalize right now, unless you guys have anything else to bring up about it.
No, I mean, I'm a little concerned about a 15-year agreement, because things change technology-wise so much, but
Yeah, I, like I said, I think we just got off of a 15-year agreement. We signed a lengthy agreement also with CMP for like maintenance of the lights, so. But we can talk about it, and if there's any meetings that are coming up with Shelley for any of the towns, any of us can go and find out a little bit more about it, what they would do if there was an increase in technology use or anything, so.
sounds good.
Aaron, tech updates, is that?
Yeah, so I was just gonna give a couple quick updates. Still waiting to hear back from Trio. I have not heard, so I was waiting. I did email my Harris contact, and she said that if we didn't hear back from anyone today, then she was gonna bump it up. So I will reach out to her and see what the next steps are and getting that sketching added in, and then working with our account manager with Civic Plus, just trying to understand. So in order to upgrade, they're upgrading all large municipalities right now to their new version of their website to be compliant with the ADA requirements. We are not required to be compliant until April of next year, and so they were offering incentives to do that upgrade early rather than, because they're running into that crunch right now with large municipalities where everybody waited and now they're trying to get everybody switched over. And so they're offering incentive to do the switch sooner than later. But it didn't take into account the fact that we paid in January, so I'm trying to understand
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
what their, what the amounts that he had given me tentatively meant, if we were gonna be offered any sort of prorated, because it was only a 6-month agreement if we switch in July, so.
Right.
Just trying to understand that a little bit better. Obviously, it's in the early stages and kind of figuring it out, but it has a lot more functionality. It has notification system. It has agendas, online agendas. So rather than having to email around agenda items, we could each individually go into the website and add agenda items and it'll create the agenda for us. It'll automatically, any PDF that we upload, it'll automatically put it into ADA compliance, so it'll automatically read it, which ours doesn't do today. So if we upload it as like a picture PDF, it's technically not ADA compliant because screen readers can't read a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this has a functionality where it would automatically do that, which is required under the ADA law that was passed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are so incentives for smaller towns to upgrade sooner? What, do you know what they're
Yeah, it
offering
was
for incentives?
it was roughly a $2,000 savings,
Okay.
but that wasn't taken into account the
Right,
fact that we just
that we
paid in
had to.
January. So I don't
Okay.
know what the answer is there. So as soon as I have more information, I'll pass it along. But I wanted to kind of get that update out there.
Sure. That's true. Is that the website also, Trio N website?
Yeah.
Okay. I talked to Steve Mellon today, and we're gonna have our white goods pickup on May 8th. That's a Friday. And then bulky waste is going to be May 22nd. That's a Friday as well, so it's along with the regular trash pickup. 3-item limit that's always how it's been, 3-item limit for each, for bulky and white goods, and we'll have more information, and it'll be put in the paper, and obviously I think she put it in the website already.
It's already
It's
on
on-
there.
She did,
Yeah, it's on there. We should add it to the calendar.
yeah.
And then I did see that she posted it to Facebook as well.
Okay, was there a 3-item limit mentioned on it, just so?
I don't remember. No.
No, okay, so we'll upgrade that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, can one of you print out the cannabis fees that we discussed? Cause my printer, I can print, but it's not printing in a manner that we want in
I
terms
can't
of.
print
You
at
can't either? Okay, another reason to, look at our IT guy. Still haven't heard back. So along with increasing all the permit fees, the other permit fees that we upgraded were cannabis fees. And that being said, last week we signed, as a board, we signed the increase in permit fees, just so we have that on record. And I want to do the same with the cannabis fees that we're upgrading, and also with the gym facility use agreement and a date. So everything that we have is, I'll just put my initials down here and then sign on the back. So that if anybody looks in our hard copies, they'll know when these were changed. Monday, April 3rd. No, we did this last week. No, we're signing it today.
So the 6th this morning.
Yeah. I put today's. Oh, 6. I don't know, 6. And we signed, yeah. Was anybody,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can scan in now, but not print. Is it printing? No.
Just give it to me. Can you?
Okay, can,
Can I have a hard copy or is there? Or,
well, that's what we were gonna print out.
oh, just, can you email it to me and I'll get it at the end of the
Okay.
meeting?
Here, I can send it over and maybe,
You wanna sign it right now? I'll go get it.
yeah. I know that's what Bob has to do, is send it to the clerk's printer as well. We need a whole upgrade. Well, you know, while we're doing that, we have, one of the items on our agenda was sidewalk maintenance. We've had people ask about sidewalks in town, not the ones on Route 25, because that's state maintained, but the sidewalks in the village area that are kind of crumbling and not in great shape won't be repaired. It's not, the town, our road commissioner in the town is not responsible for the maintenance. It's generally abutters of the sidewalk themselves that are responsible for maintenance. And I know the sidewalks that have been talked about down in the village area are, I don't know how long they've been there. They're small, they're very narrow, they're not, I almost wonder if people walk on them because.
Presented to you.
But I just wanted to let people know that the crumble and the pieces can get swept up and cleaned up, but that, I do know that Maya's on, just paving the roads is on his list for pavement this coming season. Is that the printer right here?
Yep.
Okay.
It does that, but it doesn't really do anything
Well,
else.
there's a orange light on too that looks like it's not working. I'll just turn it on. You wanna talk about the LSR?
Yes. So land share riders have come in and asked us to be on the calendar because their season is coming up soon. They want some alternatives to the Hasty Road. They also have been working diligently to find some ways to preserve pavement when they're coming off the trail and not throwing rocks onto it. And we did get them on our calendar. Sorry, we just...
Paper, did it come through?
Yeah, it's on your desk.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Just looking for the date, we just put them on the calendar.
May 7th.
May
May
7th,
7th.
yeah.
So they're coming in on May 7th to talk to us about their plans and bringing some other officials and trail masters with them. So hopefully we can get a resolution to them for their season.
Sounds good. Okay, the cannabis facility fee schedule, we have new fees listed and renewal fees listed as well. And this is in keeping with a lot of what the state is doing, other towns. We're kind of in the middle of everything. There's towns that charge $40,000 for a adult use cannabis store. That's Lebanon, Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're not that high. These will be posted on our website and available. And an adult use store is 10,000, cannabis testing 3,000, cannabis products 4,500, cultivation facilities tier 1 2,000, tier 2 is 7,500, and a medical cultivation is 1,000. So those are the new ones. I think our renewal fees are what are the old fees. Other updates, I just wanted to add that, we all know Reagan Young, right, from
Yeah.
Southern Maine Planning and Development. She gave the name of our town, Parsonsfield, to an economic developer. The Maine Department of Economic and Community Development is looking for communities with an interest in receiving an opportunity zone designation. It's to encourage private sector investment at key sites. And of course, the Robinson Mill came right up again. So I
Yeah.
feel like we're back in that same, what was it that we were working with?
MESERP.
Yeah, but that kind of fell through the wayside. This is something called opportunity zones, and would the town be interested in communicating to the Department of Economic and Community Development your interest in receiving an opportunity zone designation? I have no idea what that involves, just like when we did the MESERP thing, but on Wednesday they're doing like a Zoom meeting on it, and I put it in my calendar for 10 o'clock on Wednesday, and I can send a link to anybody else. I'm happy to find out what we can do for the downtown. And it's probably, I don't know if you remember when we did the age-friendly thing, that, the town became an age-friendly designation. It meant, it was no cost whatsoever, but it just gave the town an opportunity to maybe get money if possible. But this looks like it's more for the private sector. Federal program that uses the tax code to incentivize new real estate development, including housing and commercial uses. We noticed one of the proposed opportunity zone census tracts contains the Robinson Mills site. It could potentially help the owner with revitalizing the property.
Yeah, it just feels like a weird call out though, just for it to be calling out the Robinson Mill when, so if you look at the eligible opportunity zones map, it's
did.
the entire town.
Yes, and it's more than just the entire town, it's like an area.
Right,
Right.
it's like it's all of us and part of Porter, part of Hiram, part of Cornish.
Right,
Yeah, it's very, so I'd be interested in it, but I would be interested in having the zone be larger than
than just the Robinson Mill.
one parcel, yeah.
Right. So questions to ask,
Yeah, and I
things to
wonder if they
find
just
out.
target it because it's one of the major undeveloped or need for redevelopment places.
Right.
Yep, no idea,
Like they do with any mill in most towns.
yeah.
But like that Route 25 corridor, the entire, I'd love to see that be part of it, because I think that's kind of where we want to focus development.
Right,
So I think, give owner of the Milliken building the opportunity to develop there.
yes,
That would give, any of the parcels that have been starting to sell around the Dwight Mills, the opportunity to develop there. So I think, like I said, interested, but want it to be more than just
One
a
site.
single parcel. Especially if the whole town is, don't want to focus on commercial development, across the whole town, but
right,
I think if we, can pick the zone, then that would be ideal.
yeah,
Even stretch it down towards the salt sand shed. That's all commercially zoned, so,
right. That would be kinda nice,
right,
that's potential,
yep,
yeah. Wonder if they've hit Porter up for anything, they've got
don't know.
a few buildings there too that are potential. I'll talk to the select board over there, but, yeah, I'll bring those questions up and just see what it's all about,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's all I have to say about that. Anybody else, any other updates or concerns before we do? I'm gonna have to remember town clerk now at the end, so.
Aaron
More
and I-
organized.
Aaron and I have been bouncing back and forth trying to talk about doing something out back with upgrading the playground. And
Sure.
getting it cleaned up, so we'll work on a plan.
Okay,
Just summer's coming, gives kids more to do
yeah, definitely.
and clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
yep.
So we'll
What
work
about-
on that.
What about T-ball? Are they gonna be out there again?
I don't know, I saw they announced their cleanup day.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember if it's this coming Saturday or the one after. But, our field wasn't included, but I don't know if they're intending on using it, so I was gonna reach out, see if they wanted to use it, and if they do, then we'll have to organize a community day to come and,
Mm-hmm.
till the field and get it ready.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I know that, you know, the blacktop out there is kind of lumpy and bumpy, you know,
And
whatever.
even what we have could use some coat paint,
Oh, yeah.
new chains, a little bit of love.
Yep.
It'd be kind of nice.
We'll get something started.
Excellent.
That's all I've got.
Okay. Danielle, you're on.
Okay. I just wanted to remind everyone, Monday, April 20th, the town office will be closed in observance of Patriots' Day. If you noticed on the AP warrant, I did things a little differently on the Tuck Earthworks road budget to try and track things a little bit more carefully, I guess. I tried itemizing out the type of equipment, the date, the hours, if I had enough room, just to provide more detail, once he's getting busy again, and just to kind of eyeball like where all this money is going. Hopefully that's helpful. If you want me to change it at all, just let me know.
Is that what I saw that you'd circled and?
On the actual invoices, I was trying to combine, you know,
Okay.
he had pickup truck, you know, almost every day, and just to combine, the days and put the dates on each one, so.
Uh-huh.
Just take a look, and if you wanna see it a little differently, you know, if you want road name instead of, the type of equipment, I can change it however you wanna do it, so.
I think road names would be good too, so people can know where they've been and.
Yep, I tried doing that with at first, but the grader hit like 5 roads on one day.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite fit all that in,
that in,
so,
yeah.
yeah, we can just play with it and
Sure.
get a good system going, I guess. Just a little bit on what we have going on, working on finishing up the audit requests that have been there. ARPA reporting is due at the end of the month, and I will need a little of your workshop time, I think, once we get a little more comfortable with the ARPA system.
Okay.
And to log in. Quarterly taxes are due at the end of the month, so it's really busy. The brand new CVR state election system is now active. So we took the required training a few weeks ago, so we're starting to work with that with voter registrations and getting ready for the June primary. And I'm attending a training in Augusta on Wednesday regarding municipal accounting. So looking forward to that, and Renee will be here
Okay.
holding the fort down. I did get, and I thought it had to do with the sketching on the trio. I received a trio statement showing a credit of $3,041.03. So I reached out to Trio, and they have to call me back because it's very cryptic. They have a new billing system, and it just gives like codes. And I don't know really where the credit's coming from. So I just wanted to kind of understand that a little bit better. So hopefully that will pay for sketching.
How much is the dog software?
That's what I'm trying to.
I'm wondering if that's, cause,
Oh, it's like 3 different credits that we got.
okay, cause I
Oh,
remember I put in that request and then never heard anything.
Yeah.
They said they were gonna do it, so
Yeah.
they must have finally got around to it.
It's great that we're getting the credit, so that will pay for the sketching.
Yeah.
So that's
That
pretty
would be
cool.
great.
So, yep. Is Emily, or I didn't get a chance to ask her today, who's kind of heading up the IT technician problem we have? As far as, are we going forward to find a new source of help, or are we trying to get Chris in here, or where are we at?
Well, I know we've been trying to get Chris in here, and I know that Emily's been emailing and calling him both, and has been in touch with him, and we've been pretty consistently trying to pinpoint a date that he's gonna be in here. He just hasn't given it to us. Looking for new IT support. We haven't really talked about it or done any exploring, but
Okay, because we had a title printer issue today that tied up one of our counter computers. So I emailed Chris, I said, you know, can you remote in? He says, I can't test it remotely and I'm leaving in 5 minutes. So that's kind of where we were left, shut down. You know, it took us a while, so I was just
Yeah.
kind of curious where we were at, if we're shopping around pretty aggressively to find a new company. It's just, the list keeps getting longer, so
Okay.
we
Yep.
really need somebody.
it does, you're right.
But-
Right.
Okay. Is that something you want us to work on, or is Emily, or?
I think Emily can work on it. She
Okay.
I think she pretty much had started doing that, and so she's pretty aware of what Chris is and isn't doing.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
so.
Yeah, and that's really all I got, that's
Okay,
it.
yeah. I can talk to her tomorrow too and see. I know we did get that one, email about somebody who does internet technology, but
Mhm.
didn't really have any municipal experience.
Yeah, I
And
think that's the problem, the
Yeah. Yeah.
municipal part of it.
yeah, do you remember when we had, somebody came into the town clerk office and I think they were working on our phone system maybe? I don't know, but
It was
he's,
the printer, the
oh, it
company.
was the printer, that's right.
And they were,
And he said that's something that he did as well.
I can reach out to him, I
Yeah,
can contact
see
over
what kind of
there.
municipal
If
experience he
it's
might have.
someone- Yep, yeah,
Yep.
be nice to get that situated.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with our printers and scanners just going back and forth all the time it's absurd.
Yeah, and Bob's, coming all the way from that end of the building, all the way into my building my room to use the printer
To
and
use the
stuff,
printer,
and
yeah.
same with Norman, he can't, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Did we try getting any support from the company that we lease it from to see if they could help?
The printer company guys are very good about coming down and helping out, and they've done that in the past. And it's been helpful. We can get them to come down again, but that's not gonna help, I don't think that's gonna help Bob. or
I think he
Norm
needs
with-
that, I think they need that Wi-Fi point.
And that was supposed to have been done, 2 months ago?
I never heard back from Chris after I asked him for it.
Yeah, and he told me he was gonna do that.
It's just not us either, we heard from a couple other towns in the area that they're having the same exact problem, so.
That work with him as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay,
All right.
thanks.
Adam, you're our public member today.
I don't really have anything. I am curious. I like the main DCD and the opportunity zone. I was curious about that, but obviously you guys are just it's something new for you as
It's
well.
definitely something new,
So
yeah.
that Zoom meeting,
It's
is that
Wednesday.
accessible to like just anybody? I mean, obviously I don't know if it'd be could I just probably even look online and get more information? I suppose?
It's gonna be at,
I don't know if it's
at
something
10
maybe for,
o'clock.
like officials or if it.
I'm not sure, it just came in right
Because
before.
I could see it becoming a mess too if there's like,
We-
50
we-
people that don't belong in there.
Right, we,
Yeah.
so 10 o'clock there's a Zoom, and I have a link to it that I can send out. It's probably best that I attend it or any of us, and then just report back on what it's all about.
Right.
We did work with a company or a group called MESERP, and I couldn't even tell you now what the acronym stands for. It's Maine Community and Energy
Yeah.
Resilience Program, something like that, that were interested in helping develop the downtown area. They had gotten a grant, and the grant period ran out before.
Well, they never even gave us the technical handbook they were gonna send us.
Right, we had a lot of questions about it, and why were they approaching the town when it was really like this? They're saying they're helping the private sector. Why are they approaching the town? Why don't they approach the owners of these buildings? So, more questions to find out. Yeah. And, when they talk about an opportunity zone, does it, like on the map, it shows Parsonsfield, Porter, and other, other towns. Are they just focusing on, what are they just focusing on and why? So,
Not yeah, it's an interesting idea. It's good. I think
Oh, it'd be
there's
great to
I
have
think
some
there's merit
downtown
to that type of idea.
redevelopment, yeah. Yep. And then sometimes they do ask for citizen input, as there are citizens, stakeholders that would be behind it as well, so. And,
I think that. Well, I guess the only other thing I was curious about. So we're working on a growth ordinance a little bit. I think Aaron is working on that some. Is that?
Yeah, a
Is
little
that-
bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have a template? It sounded like maybe you're working off of some of like the new field.
Yeah, I kind of looked at some of the neighboring communities and saw what some people had in place and
Yeah.
trying to understand what
What the goals are and things. Yeah.
what they had and see what some kind of language was out there.
yeah, the whole growth management.
You were all kind of working on it
We're
a
all
little
kinda
bit.
like,
We're
yeah.
all kind of poking our nose in.
I've
That's
got-
for sure.
Yeah,
Well, it's good. It's good. I just don't.
Newfield is from, like, Norm, they have
Right.
growth management
yeah,
there.
and Norman, I got
Forum.
to talk to him for a little bit
Yeah.
at one of the planning board meetings.
The other thing the town doesn't have is an ordinance for a moratorium, and if we've ever thought that we wanted to, put a complete hold on everything so that the town could develop its growth management and deal with some of the infrastructure, there's that possibility, but you have to have, that's a town, it's all town has to be involved and vote on that, so we don't have a moratorium ordinance to give us time to develop a growth management while,
Right,
still growing.
yeah, because at some point,
I mean,
it can,
the town's getting busy,
right,
yeah.
and it's not a bad thing in one way, but then sometimes you're gonna have people that I work for, I don't know how to say this, but we may not want them here. You know what I mean? Because what they're capable of is a lot. Just one of the things I think about.
In terms of building,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Subdivision with 40 houses in it, it's like, done, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, it's just a
Well,
different thing that we probably, in this area, has probably ever experienced that I can think of in my
right,
life.
and I think generally speaking, we want to preserve the rural character
Right.
of the town, which has been brought up before by a lot of townspeople, so.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
tough, because then you just get the houses where they kind of fit, or where those people that wanted to sell, somebody comes off of 2 or 3 acres of their 20 acres or
Mhm.
whatever, because maybe they need a little bit of money because, they're retiring or the tax bills or whatever, but those seem like where we get the houses right now. It's kind of like, oh,
Take a piece of
yeah.
land off.
Yeah, you
and
just
then
drive down the road and like, oh, they put a house there, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're never,
No plan, no
yeah,
thought to it, no.
yeah, no, yeah. Not that that's
City-
not that that's
no,
horrible, but
right.
it's just kind of
We don't do city planning, we do rural town planning, but. Well, and then we have a comprehensive plan that things really should be with. It's not, the comprehensive plan doesn't, isn't law, it's not the rule, but it's there for guidance
yeah.
for the town. And I think growth management, it would come from planning board. There'd have to be
Yeah.
public hearings and
Right.
meetings and everything, but we would, that's probably something we'll bring up at our staff meeting, is working on stuff like that together, so.
So you guys are kind of working on it now, but you kind of just maybe like whatever you say, high level or glossary, kind of look at it and just kind of
Framework.
And then
Yeah.
and then at some point
Yeah,
get down to nuts and bolts.
yeah, and adopt it maybe at our annual town meeting as an article on the warrant.
Right. And
Yep, and then add it to the
I'm just
zoning.
curious because at this point I could like offer proposals and they wouldn't be petitions. If I had a suggestion, you know what I mean, it would be
Uh-huh.
like something that people are talking about. It'd be interesting
Yeah,
to hear what direction it's taking before it becomes an ordinance,
right,
'Cause
definitely.
and I know that the other man that was here last week is very interested in it.
In growth management?
Yes,
Oh, interesting.
I did, because I listened to him talk a few
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised he didn't bring anything up last. It wasn't really. That's why I kind of gave him a second to say something. Like, want to say something about it? Say something.
Yeah. Well, and a public
But
hearing
he's
would be a
interested.
great time to talk about it too.
Yeah.
As well,
A
so.
lot of people mention it in our office, and also the quality of housing that's going in. So growth
Well,
and quality.
The
is
quality
a
of
huge
housing would have a
concern.
lot to do with MUBEC, the main utilities, and building energy codes that the town doesn't have, but that's another planning board thing that we could ask for adoption. I'm sure you're familiar with it, obviously. You must be.
Well, I am, and
Yeah.
it's a little odd. I looked at that because I was curious, and I was like, so we don't have the population requirement, but then the state still puts an onus kind of on the idea that the rules would still some sense like, well, how? It's just kind of strange
Yeah.
how the wording is in that.
I think they can't, when the town doesn't require it because of our population, and we haven't adopted it as an ordinance, so.
Right.
But then again, it's like, to Danielle's point, it's like, if people are gonna say, well, if we have construction without some kind of, enforcement's not the right word, if there's no code for them, so then I don't understand exactly possibly what,
Code other than
Yeah.
what we have in our building codes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have, because I haven't noticed that there's like actual
Oh, yeah, there's building codes.
stringent building codes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are they are they online or is it more just in the book?
They probably on the land use and zoning book,
Yeah,
online
I'll
and,
look at that a little more.
Yep.
The growth management one that I was looking at was Gorham.
Okay, Gorham was one of the
Yeah.
ones you were kind of gravitating towards, okay.
Yeah, just so it's based off permits. So basically, every year they issue a certain number of permits. I think
Yeah.
Gorham was like 110 permits.
Sure.
Obviously, way more than the
Yeah,
number here.
I would hate to even guess
you know,
what we're at. but-
I feel like
Right.
that's gonna be the sticking point, right,
Yeah.
is figuring out what number makes sense for this community, but it basically, at the beginning of every year, you get a certain number of building permits, and you can buy that permit on January 1,
Yeah.
and it's good for a year.
Yeah,
And
one of the things I saw was like 105%, like if you take the average, you just like give them just like a little bit more than what the average is, so
Yep.
that you don't ever have that one year where it's like, oh no, we put 50 houses in this
Right.
year and we've only been usually doing 15.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it,
Isn't
there's no, so that today there's no
Baldwin
limit,
has
I
right?
was just gonna mention that. Baldwin's had a growth ordinance for years, and their sticking number was always 15. And it literally was January 1st, whoever got there and pulled the permit. And every year, the select board would vote to keep that number or look at it, raise it, lower it, whatever they wanted to, so.
I think the average is a good possible way of doing it, if you're, but I guess you'd have to use the average from before, and then to your point, I guess once you set that number and.
Right.
And I guess in some areas, I don't know how Maine is, but at some places, it sounds like they almost can be like, the state can actually say that you can only have that growth ordinance last so long before you either have to make an adjustment or.
I think so, I think it's town board.
Right. But the new LDs may address that, there's a
Yeah.
bunch of new ones that are
I
going
know
out
there's
there.
some new things with some of the things the state's suggesting seem a little odd to me, but that's all right. With
Yeah,
with
I've
the,
seen them, but I
with
haven't
the-
read through.
Basically, whatever you wanna call it, forced multifamily.
Well, it definitely
zoning
took some of the
areas or whatever.
town's ability to regulate what we had thought
Yeah.
was good, so.
One of the things that
Trample over home rule.
yeah, well, that's what yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I thought was kinda funny was that they said that if a house was multifamily, that they could add a level to it above the restrictions of the height.
Yeah,
So do you know what that's gonna do? Every lakefront house,
Yeah.
every waterfront house is now a multifamily.
yeah. Unless
That's what
there's,
they're gonna do.
unless shoreland zoning prevents some of that stuff. I don't know.
I don't think it could.
Yeah.
But if you,
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if you just look at, I mean, I know the rule was kind of vague in its
Yeah.
nature, but it was just kind
Yeah,
of.
shoreland, there's a lot more
Mm.
that goes into shoreland.
Certainly, it just seemed like the height restrictions, it didn't really specify in what I was able to kind of
Yeah.
look at. I just thought that was kind of a funny way of going about it. I was like, wow.
Mm.
And I think to your point, the home rule thing I think that's a major issue with that in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can increase the height, but then with shoreline, you run into the increasing it greater than 30%, and so there's a lot more, you can go up in some cases, but I think it's 30 feet.
Oh,
You can
oh,
go
if you're,
up?
oh, if you're,
You can go up, but you have to meet all the other requirements, right? Like you
30
can't
feet's
just,
not very tall though.
right,
Seems like it.
What the route, unless you're on the.
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. Yeah, 30 feet from ground level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the
But
next
then-
story.
No, not 30
Okay.
feet on top. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
High rises all over
I'm
town.
gonna say,
Yeah.
that right now you're talking. Okay.
Tons.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of that's already been incorporated into the ordinance when we did the ADU work. Back when I was,
Accessory, yeah, accessory.
yeah, back when I was on the planning board.
If this new one doesn't trump it.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
it's exactly.
That's the whole thing's waiting for
exactly
the
what you
real
said.
wording to come out to know if it trumps what we already
That's what I was
trumped
trying
on once before.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out and I was kinda like, wow. Obviously it's in kind of that starting stuff, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Harvey brought that stuff into us because he was concerned about it.
Yep, yeah,
Yeah, I've noticed the planning board's talking about it, and I'm glad they are, because I mean,
yeah.
you kind of don't.
Well, it needs
You
the
don't
ordinance,
want, yeah.
change the ordinance book for clarification, which can be lengthy. That's
All
I
good?
have.
Good on my end.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Adjourn.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.